Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the treats
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you landed here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We got to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfield.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Monday Morning Tight End. I am Marcus Dash, and our guy, former Chiefs tight end, Jason Dunn, and my brother, Teja Dash, will be joining us for our secondary review tonight. We'll be going over the entire Chiefs secondary, who's coming back, who's gone, who's available in free agency, and who's going to be available in the upcoming NFL draft. So a lot of good stuff to get into tonight. I know these shows on Mondays have been doing pretty well, I'll say. I mean, we've got a lot of great feedback from everybody. We've done running backs, we've done defensive line, we've done wide receivers. Tonight, we're going to do safeties and cornerbacks. So it's going to be a good episode. And so far, yeah, everyone's been loving it so far. I think I saw a tweet earlier today. Someone said very educational and entertaining at the same time. So, yeah, we kind of like to, we're big edutainment fans. We like to provide some education while also entertaining you guys. So it's a great, double thing there. And of course, Chief Concerns is presented by the sportsbook FanDuel, the number one sportsbook in the United States. I have to say, and of course, we got the NFL, the Super Bowl coming up, the big game coming up this weekend, and I just want to give a shout out to a few things here for this upcoming game here this weekend. So Seahawks still 4.5-point favorite. I think tonight's the opening night. As Chief fans, we know a little bit about that. It's been our thing for the last few years, but not this year. But that's okay. But yeah, a lot of things going on for this. So obviously, 4.5-point favorite for the Seahawks. A lot of different bets you could do for this one. A lot of different things you can go with. Sam Darnold, it's been looking great. Drake May's looked kind of suspect recently, so you can bet the under on him. But a lot of things to bet on for this upcoming game. And of course, they're having a lot of promos for everybody. If you're a new customer, if you're an existing customer, they have a lot of profit boosts and stuff that you can do. And also, they have the pass the leg promo, which is like essentially, if you're at a Super Bowl party, you can build a same game parlay with a bunch of people. It's fun stuff. But yeah, that's FanDuel's got a lot to offer for the Super Bowl Sunday. So last football of the year, guys. Actually, it's not last football of the year, but last NFL of the year. I believe the UFL starts in a couple of weeks. But so yeah, that's what FanDuel's got to offer for this upcoming NFL Sunday, or the Super Bowl Sunday this coming week. Excited for it. It's gonna be a good one. Well, I don't know if it's gonna be a good one, but I'm excited for it. It's nice to finally have I'm not gonna say it's nice, but I will say this: being in the Super Bowl for the last few years for us, it's been very stressful. You know, I remember the days where we would just go to Super Bowl parties and just watch the Chiefs play or watch whatever team play. But when it's been our team for the last few years, kind of stressful. So first Super Bowl Sunday, first stressless Super Bowl Sunday in a while for us Chief fans. So yeah, it'll be interesting to just go to a Super Bowl party just to watch and enjoy the football and the food instead of being stressed about the game. Because the last few years, while it's been great to watch our team, Super Bowl Sunday has not been what it usually is for us fans, Chief fans. So yeah, it's going to be nice to just enjoy the football game this Sunday and not have to worry about our team winning or losing. So that's a good thing. All right, let's see who's in the chat tonight. We got K-Dot with 4 more. Okay. Linda Hunter. Hello, everyone. What's going on, Linda? General 51070. The general is in the building. Yes, he is. What's going on, my man? Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone's doing well. I know in the Virginia area we had it was the first day in like 2 weeks where it was above freezing. So some of the snow melted. Not a lot because it was about 33 degrees. So it literally 1 degree higher than freezing. So yeah. I hope everyone is doing well, though. I hope no one's experiencing any of the snow or any impacts, residuals from the snowstorms over the last week or so. About time. What's going on, buddy? Hope you're doing well, man. Lurking from work. Hey, good way to spend the evening at work. just listening to Chief concerns and learning about the secondary tonight. So that'll be interesting. Some good stuff. Justin, the way, what is going on, my man? How are you doing, buddy? Optimistic James, there he is again. This guy, Optimistic James, man. He has, I'll tell you what, I don't agree with his take for last week, but he said it drafted quarterback at number 9. Horrible take. I don't think anyone agrees with it, especially when he said Dante Moore. Dante Moore's not even in the draft, so there's really no other quarterback to take. Optimistic James. So maybe Optimistic James did some homework over the weekend. Maybe he's got a different tune on what we should do at number 9. Optimistic James, we're looking forward to hearing what you have to say on Wednesday's show when we open up the chat for you guys to come in and discuss what to do at number 9. We've seen a lot more mock drafts out. A lot of different experts have a lot of different things to say about where we go. I'm still seeing a lot of Caleb Downs. I saw Ruben Bain today. I saw David Bailey today. So all the guys I really want are being mocked to us. So that's pretty nice. I do like that. Sasha, my guy. I hope Sasha's doing well. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Okay. Laura Zinzer. What's up, Laura? Hope you're doing well. Michael Kittle. Will, my guy Will is here. Hey, Will. Your boy Teja's going to be here tonight. I don't know where he is. A little late, I'll say this. Okay. Teja said he'll be here in a few as well as Teja, as well as JD. So we should have the whole crew up in here soon. Optimistic James again. Will. Alan DeJong. Ooh, Alan DeJong. What's going on, Alan? I would say something totally different. Alan DeJong. Alan DeJong is here. What's up, Alan? That's not a familiar name. Huh. Might be a new one. Alan, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the channel. Any new names, any new faces? If you're new and you're just watching, get in the chat. Let's hear from you. Let's see you. Let's see it. Good day. She's getting from Queensland, Australia. It's Tuesday morning down here. So we got some. Laura Zinzer's also I believe Laura's a Aussie as well, or might be somebody else. Might be somebody else in the chat as well as from Australia. But I know we have some. I know he's somebody else for the land down under. So welcome. I've been watching a lot of Australian Open, Alan. So I've been being up late for your prime time hours for your games. I was watching I was up till 5 a.m. watching the Alcaraz match last week. Didn't get any sleep that night, but nonetheless, it was nice watching some tennis. Mr. James, what I spent my time doing yesterday while grabbing Grammys, trying to make more for the future. Okay, all right. Well, you know what, Optimistic James, we're ready to hear what you got to say, buddy. We are ready to hear what you got to say, buddy. Will Optimistic James say kidnap and hold him hostage? Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. Tariq, what's up? Tariq, my guy, Tariq. Will's bro. We're doing well. I'm in Como. Hell yeah, you are. Hell yeah, you are. Maybe it's not you. Maybe Laura Zinzer's not from Australia. Maybe Sparkle Sports Cards are from Australia. So yeah, we got a couple Aussies in the chat. Yeah. So hello all to the Down Under. Yeah, we love the land Down Under. We love them. We love them. It's been a while since I've been in the background. Time zone doesn't help. Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what, man. That time zone's a killer. I think I was like at 3 o'clock, like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was watching the Aussie Open. I believe it was like prime time for you guys, like a 6 o'clock game, a 6 o'clock match at the time for the Carlos Alcaraz, the semifinals match against Zverev. So yeah, I'm a big tennis guy. We don't usually talk tennis on the show. Obviously, we stick to football and the Chiefs mainly, but a huge tennis fan. So cool tournament. Seeing Alcaraz beat Djokovic in the finals. Djokovic won that first set, but then after that, it was all downhill. Sounds like we signed a practice squad QB to a future contract. So yeah, I did want to talk about that a little bit. I watched this guy, Jake Haener, went to Fresno State. I gotta say, I have an affinity for the shorter quarterbacks. He's like 5'10", I believe, 5'10", 5'11". Accurate guy, not the most like athletic kid, but he was awesome at college. The amount of time he got, the amount of playing time he got in the NFL did not look good with the Saints, but nonetheless, not bad. Not bad. A futures contract. I think for me, I'll say having Oladokin and seeing what Bouchel did at the end of the season, I think it does make way to like maybe bring in a new guy to the system, new guy to the fold, and see what he can do. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what Haener can do in the Andy Reid system. So I'm excited about that for sure. Big time. Awesome, Mr. James. Dante, my little cousin, nephew, name, fun fact. All right. Okay. I can deal with that. I like that. But yeah, Jake Haener, Fresno State quarterback. I believe he played with Nico Remigio for a little bit. So there's that connection there. I don't think Nico's going to make it back to the team, so I don't, that connection, you can kind of toss that. But nonetheless, yeah, he was cool. I mean, watch this. His NFL stats aren't nothing to write home about. And his highlights, I don't think there's that much of it. He didn't look good when he played. But if you watch his Fresno State highlights, of course, Mountain West, right? I mean, like, yeah, take it for what it is. He looked good there. Who knows what he'll look like within the Chiefs system, but nonetheless, not a bad get. Definitely can't hurt to see how he does. No, for sure. Like I said, I liked him in college. I mean, hey, he was with the Saints, not really the best team to like really showcase yourself with. I mean, look, Spencer Rattler was a top recruit. I think he was like a 4th round pick. And like he didn't look good with he didn't really win many games with the Saints. I think he may have like one or two games, but like he didn't look good either, really. So like, yeah, it's a shot in the dark. It's a futures contract. Who knows? He could be good in the preseason and be a practice squad quarterback. I mean, I'm not really liking I don't think we'll ever see Jake Haener play in a game for us. If we do, it'll be like a lot like a season like we saw this past year where we had Oladoke and Bouchel as starting at the end of the season for us, which would be a horrible season. So hopefully we never see Jake Haener in a regular season game. So Jake, welcome to the squad. Welcome to the practice squad, hopefully. Alan DeJong, 2018 and 2024, Chiefs need a full off season just to rest, if nothing else. Yeah, no, 100%. I think we've already kind of we've pretty much talked about that these guys have been playing extra games for years. So like it's one of those things, hey, we'll take it. We'll take some time off. Yeah. Laura possible 40th pick safety Dylan Tinneman from Oregon ran a 4.35. Yeah, he's an athletic phenom. Before he went to Oregon, he played at Purdue, was pretty solid there. Then he went to Oregon, kind of, probably some good NIL money, but he went to Oregon, looked solid there too. So yeah, he can be good. I know there's the USC safety as well. We'll talk about some of these guys tonight because this is the secondary show. Broad view, those will be some of the guys we talk about tonight. But yeah, my favorite safety, it's Caleb Downs, and that's everyone's favorite safety. He'll definitely be the first safety off the board in this draft. Now he might be able to be at our pick at number 9. We'll see, but it all depends on how the board kind of goes. If Bailey and Bain are gone, hey, Caleb Downs could be our guy. So yeah, and I'll be stoked. I think he's going to be phenomenal with the Chiefs organization, or the NFL in general, not just the Chiefs, but he's going to be great. So love it. Sorry, guys. I'm just spitballing here until our JD and Teja get on the show tonight. Yeah, they should be joining us shortly. But yeah, it's gonna be a good one. I got a funny thing to talk about when JD comes on the show, so I'll bring that up. So I went to a party this weekend. My girlfriend's company threw their winter party, I would say. And I met one of the operations managers at her office. The guy's from Kansas City. Guy was a Kansas City Chiefs season ticket holder for the longest time. He lives in Northern Virginia. He still goes back to Chiefs games once a year. But there's a small world, and I'm gonna leave it at that because I want to tell the whole story when JD comes on, because I want to hear. I want to see JD's face during this whole thing. So yeah, it should be good stuff. Do we dare take a running back in round 1 after this Clyde experience? See, Alan, my take here is pretty simple. I don't care about the whole first round running back thing. That's not going to play a thing with me at all. For me, the whole thing with Jeremy Gallagher, appreciate the contribution, buddy. Jeremy, long time no see. Welcome back to Chiefs Talk. I know I saw you comment on one of our videos today, but appreciate the contribution, man. What's up, Chief Conservative family? Love you all. Jeremy Gallagher is my guy. Haven't seen him a while. I think he's taking a break from Chiefs content for a little bit, but I'm starting to see him back in the comments again, and I appreciate the contribution. Let me address this for – yeah, so do we dare take a running back in round 1? So round 1 running backs, I know there's a lot of people who say you don't take running backs in round 1. I don't care about that. For me, it's not about that. For me, it's more we have a needed running back. And Breece Hall probably $9 to $12 million a year, which is not bad at all for a 24-year-old running back. Not bad. Now, and you look at our needs, it's running backs and edge rushers. Now, if you look at the top, and Breece Hall's a top running back. Keep in mind, he's a top running back in free agency. $9 to $12 million a year. You sign that guy up, right? Because the top DN in free agency, that guy's going to be asked for $17 to $25 million a year. And for me, you get that guy and you get Breece Hall, and that's it. You don't have to worry about running back for the rest of the next 4 years, 3 to 4 years. So that's kind of where I stand with it. But let's bring in our guy, former Chiefs tight end, Jayson Dunn is in here. The man, the myth, the legend. What's going on, JD?
What's happening? What's going on, Marcus? How you doing, brother? What's going on? I hear the conversation going on backstage. What's everybody talking about here?
We got some eager peeps, JD. We got some eager peeps. We got Jeremy Gallagher's back in the chat. We got Alan DeJong from Australia talking about running backs. And we got some people talking about safeties, which is perfect. We're going to be talking about secondaries tonight. But JD, I want to tell us a funny story, and I think you're going to enjoy this one.
Okay.
So this Saturday, my girlfriend Laura, her company did out their holiday party, and she said her operations manager at the job, like one of the heads of the company, was from Kansas City. And when she went in for her interview, she started talking about the Chiefs. And I don't know how it came up, but like they started talking about the Chiefs. And she's like, "Oh yeah, like my boyfriend, he does a show with former Chiefs tight end Jayson Dunn." He's like, "Jayson Dunn?" He was like, "I've met Jayson Dunn before." And this is like a year ago when she first interviewed for the job. So then on Saturday, she introduces me to the guy, and I was like, "So I hear you met JD before?" He was like, "Oh man, it's a funny story." So back in the day, like early 2000s, me and my buddies were about 19, 20 years old. We went to this bar or this club, and there was a Chiefs party going on upstairs, like a VIP thing. He goes, so we slipped. He didn't tell me the name of the bar or the club, but he slipped. He said we slipped the bounce for like a couple extra bucks, and the guy gave us wristbands. We went upstairs to the VIP area. As we go upstairs to the VIP area, and I see Jayson Dunn sitting at the bar, and he goes, and like the bartender sees me. He's like, hey, "What are you having?" And he goes, I didn't know what to say. And I see JD right there, and I go, I'll have what he's having. And then you look at him, and this is what he said. He said, and you're like, Hennessy and Coke. That's what you were drinking at this. It was Priest Holmes' birthday party at this club or something, early 2000s. Okay. Right. But he said he remembers it so vividly. He said it was such a cool thing. You were really cool with him. He said you weren't like this one of these elitist like players types. You were just like one of the guys kind of thing.
Yeah, you know what they mean. You know that ain't me, Marcus. That's Dave. That's a wonderful story. That's an absolutely wonderful story. You had to get. Let me
give a shout out, Justin Moriarty. There he is. We took a picture together. So big dude, JD. He's a big dude.
Yeah, Justin, man. Hey, man. Shout out to Justin, brother. Good seeing you again. So I'm glad that you enjoyed your sip, your drink, your libation. The Hennessy and Coke. But I remember. Trying to think I know the spot. I know exactly what he's talking about. It's like on the top of the hill. Cool place. And it was probably Priest's Holmes' party, like I said, his birthday party. Probably just in there having a great time. That's it. Having a great time. But that's good. That's wonderful. I'm glad to see that.
Such a small world, JD. It's like that's one of those things people always say, be nice to whoever, because you never know how it's going to come around to you at the end. And it's like, a small story like that, which obviously he remembers it well. Hennessy and Coke, was that your drink of choice back in the day?
Not in particularly. Maybe I just had a taste for it that night. Okay. I usually I bounce around from different things, but I mean I like some Hennessy just a little bit, not too much. I'm not really a big Hennessy guy. Okay. But maybe I was just what I was having that night. So you wanted to have a little bit of like, hey, shoot, come on, man. I'm Hennessy and Coke. That's what we're drinking tonight. That's what we're doing. So, all good.
But that was Justin Moriarty. I'll tell you, I told my girlfriend after the fact. I was like, that's like one of the bosses at your job. I was like, I would have loved that guy to be my boss. I was just talking about Chief stuff all day. Never get any work done. Just talking about Chief stuff in his office all day.
I hear you, man. That's what it is. Look, I'm Brown talking about with your Oxfords on.
Oh, you a big fan? You a big fan of the outfit? I went turtle. It was Hollywood themed. I went turtleneck and that outfit there. So with the wingtips, JD, the black and white wingtips.
Yeah, they work. I like them. Yeah, it's right there back in the day, man. Saying what's up to what's that? Alan DeJong. What's going on? Good day, Jason. Good day, mate. How you doing down there, Alan? Good to see you, man. Glad you're up here. come and holler at us. Listen, Marcus, so say what's up to everybody here in the chat. Good to see everyone. What's up, Tej? What am I doing?
What's up?
Hey,
I was going to
man.
say, Marcus looks like Henry Hill at the beginning of Goodfellas in that outfit.
Yeah. Sure
You look
does.
like a gangster.
It's funny you say that. I wore that like back when I was in the news days. I remember my assignment editor saw me one day. And he gave me that exact line when I wore that suit. He was like, "Look at young Henry Hill over here."
Y'all hear any clinking and stuff? I'm actually having me a bowl of ice cream. Okay, I fixed the
Whoa.
ice cream, and so I'm like,
What's next, JD? Hot dogs?
You will never ever see me eating a hot dog, especially on this show. I don't think ever, Tej.
Yeah. You get closer to eating hot dog flavored ice cream before you ate a hot dog, I think.
Oh man, hot dog flavored ice cream. Oof.
I can't even think that.
I don't even want to imagine that.
Yeah, hot dog flavored ice cream.
Yeah.
So obviously Jay's gonna be snacking on his ice cream, but tonight we got the secondary to go over tonight, which is gonna be hot topic. It's been one of the ones that's been talked about, not as much as edge rusher or running back, but it's been a hot topic as far as people wanting to ship out one of the guys in this room to get extra assets, so we don't have to pay him in a year or so. But yeah, let's dig in. Very hot topic. So tonight it's cornerbacks and safeties. So I kind of did the same thing we did for the defensive line. We did D tackles and defensive ends. This is cornerbacks and safeties. That was the way I kind of wanted to go with this. I'm to Brown. JD, I heard you go to the same barber as Terrell Miller. Can you confirm that's your hair?
Not a chance. Not at all, man. That was funny. I guess it's Jarrell Mills. That's the guy that got his toupee knocked off.
Yeah, we went up.
And I'm sitting there thinking, like, yo, man, like, dude, just come out there without it. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
You nobody. Just, yeah. Come
You're
out
in a
there.
fighting. You're in a fight. Like, who cares?
You're fine. Who cares? I get it.
Apparently, he said, I think I saw an interview after the fact. He said he paid like $700 to get that toupee on. So, like, if he paid $700 for that, he probably assumed it wasn't going to fall off during a fight. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he might have paid that, but he got paid a lot to get it knocked off him too, though.
He ended up winning though, which is hilarious.
Yeah,
Did he?
Yeah, he won.
I did it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is funny. That is funny. When I see that suckers flop around, I was like, wow, he'll never be able to live that down.
Well, the guy was funny about. I looked at that guy's reaction. The guy was fighting him. Pretty much throughout the fight, if you watch, that guy was fighting. Was kind of smirking like throughout the fight. After that, like it pretty much. I think it threw the other guy for a loop more so than it threw him for a loop.
I think it becomes a must-win at that point when you get your
toupee
knocked off. And you have to win because every time someone brings it up, you have to be like, "Well, I won the fight," so there's that.
Can you imagine him getting knocked down and the flopping around? He's trying to get up and just flopping.
Yeah. Like Bill Murray, like the hair flopping up like Bill Murray from Kingpin.
Yeah. I think I've been a rep. I'd have stopped the fight just on that alone. Just him flopping around like, I'm about to stop the fight. Like, yes, that's enough embarrassment.
Odd Brown says, yep, $700, but he said something about using shampoo his mom gave him, and that loosened the glue.
Blame his mom, huh?
Your mother, right? You want to throw your mom under the bus? Come on, man.
Yeah, you're a grown man getting into professional fights. You're still blaming your mom? Come on now.
Well, you got the win nonetheless, but yeah, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
I did not know that he wanted to fight. That is funny.
I'm like Wilson from Home Improvement right now, or a second ago.
What do you mean?
It's fine. It was just my eyes over the board.
Oh yeah, I had to fix the layout here.
Yeah, no worries.
So tonight, like I mentioned, tonight we were doing the overview of the secondary. So we're breaking down safeties and cornerbacks. So we'll begin with the free agents that we have. So going into this upcoming free agency, these are all the guys we have free agents wise, safeties and cornerbacks, and it's pretty much our entire room of safeties outside Jaden Hicks. And then, we have CRW obviously and Connor who can play safety as well. But these are the safeties guys. Brian Cook gone, Deion Bush gone, Mike Edwards gone. and cornerbacks Jaylen Watson, Joshua Williams, Najee Johnson, and Eric Scott Jr. So, guys, what stands out to you when you look at the upcoming free agency looming for this secondary?
Man, that's shoot. That's the beef of what we got in our secondary is what it is. Seriously. I mean, we're talking about, starter Brian Cook, Jaylen Watson, Nazim being a starter, Josh has been a starter, Mike Edwards has been a starter. I mean, these are all kind of good guys, solid dudes. I look at seeing Deion Bush too. Deion Bush before he had gotten hurt. Some older guys too. But this is kind of shoot. We don't sign some of these guys back, man. We're gonna be depleted on the secondary. Seriously, with some real talent. Put it that way.
Tej, your overall thoughts on it?
It's just every position group we do. It's just like 80% of our room is gone. It almost looks like you're just listing out who's on our roster at this point. It's rough, man, and it's even more rough when you consider that the one guy who is down there who's still under contract, we're trying to trade to be able to fill in all these gaps that we have, all these holes, right? And McDuffie. So it's pretty rough. I think the Brian Cook APY projection is what, 14 to 16 mil from what I've seen.
About 14 and a half. Yeah.
And then Jaylen Watson's anywhere from like 12 to 14 from what I've seen, depending on the publication you go to. And we're paying Trent upcoming year, I think 13.6. So yeah, another position group, another lot of tough decisions.
Yeah, according to Spotrac, Brian Cook's actually our highest as far as market value. He's our highest guy with about 14.5 mil as far as market value wise, which I was kind of surprised about. Because I thought he did a solid job with the same at 14.5 mil, and then for me, that's why I'm like, okay, well, to bring him back, I mean, of all these guys here, when you look at the safeties and the cornerbacks, and I know I've seen a lot of Chief fans kind of waver on this, go back and forth of who to bring back. I think for me, priority-wise of all these guys, and obviously we need to see what we do with McDuffie, because I think a lot of this is contingent on McDuffie. But let's say we do, the rumors are true, they are looking to ship out McDuffie. I think Jaylen Watson is a must bring back. Because I like Christian Fulton. I know he's got one more year left on his deal. I love what I saw from Noah Williams. But like just having those two guys is great and all, but we know Fulton's got his own injury history. To bring back Jaylen Watson, who's been a stud for us, I think that would be more ideal to bring back, and I think he'll be more cap friendly, so to speak, as far as his contract number. I believe Spotrac has him at about 12 and a half a year is what his market value is. I guess how high are you guys on bringing back Jaylen Watson, especially if they do trade Trent McDuffie?
I like Jaylen Watson. I think it'd be the right move, to be honest with you. It just more cost effective to do it that way. He's a great player, plays hard. I know there's been some questions from different people, and in the past, different guys, but I think Jaylen does a great job. I think he really does a great job. And we're sitting there saying his price point is what? Were they saying it could be? What is it?
Watson's about 12 and a half, 12 to 12 and a half.
12 to 14, depending on where you go.
Okay. I mean, which makes sense. I mean, it makes sense. We pay him what?
Sure.
14? Yeah. We're paying Fulton how much right now? What does
10?
he get?
Yeah,
10,
about 10.
10, 11,
Yeah.
something like that. So, I mean, Jaylen Watson he's a starter in the NFL. He is. If he's found a home here with the Chiefs, I get he could have a payday, and he understands that he may have that chance and opportunity to go do that. So, I mean, I'd love to keep him. If we could give him something that is more fitting for him to stay here, I think we try to work something out. I really do. It just makes more sense because then you have Noel, Jaylen, and then Fulton, of course, as your other guy. But you need at least 4 solid corners, at least 4 of them, at the very least. So,
and we'll get to the guys we do have in the roster, but I do think we do have a nice skeleton of depth with that. Let's say without Watson and McDuffie, not counting those 2 guys, you just have Fulton, you have Noel Williams, and you have Kevin Knowles, who came on strong this year. And you have CRW, who's looked good ish, but Watson has shown he can be the guy in that cornerback room. But I think it's a must. If you ship off McDuffie, you have to bring back Jaylen Watson or sign one of the top free agent guys at cornerback. But those guys be asking more than $12.5 million. So it's going to be interesting. But I think of all these guys, I think Jaylen Watson's got to be the must to bring back.
I think I think if he gets 13, 14, I think I'm out. I think I'm out on Watson.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'm out on Watson too. He's going to be 28 when the season starts. He signed to a 4-year deal. He's 32-year-old cornerback. Those don't age well. You're kind of paying premium for a guy who's going to be hitting the downside of his. I think we got the best years of Watson. We're going to be paying for. We'll be paying for the best years. We're not going to be getting the best years. And I just don't think we can afford to do that. We're not in the place to do that.
To pay who? Who's that?
Watson.
Oh.
Wait, and that's if we. And you're like that regardless if they trade Trent or not.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
I think I'm like that either way. I don't think we can afford to pay someone premium for what they've done. It needs to be someone. I would probably more comfortable paying Cook because he's 25 and he's got more years ahead of him. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, I also didn't love that. I didn't love that story. I didn't love the what's his name? Nelson. I didn't like what Nelson said about Watson, man. And it's not just a reporter; it's a former player too. I didn't like what he said about him. I didn't like that he said that he doesn't come ready to work all the time. I don't want to give a guy a lot of money on his big contract who has that mentality when he was supposed to be at his hungriest. I'm talking about a guy that was trying to earn his big contract and he was doing that. I'm sorry. I can't sign off giving that kind of money when we don't have that kind of money to someone who kind of already acted like he had a lot of money. So I'm out.
I mean, look, everybody has an opinion, and this could have been a time where he's feeling himself. You know, he's trying to get acclimated to the league. I mean, you know, sometimes it takes a few years, right? I mean, we're talking about this is him coming off. This would be his second contract. He might have learned a few things. He might have taken that to heart and saying, like, look, man, you say I don't work hard? Okay, let me show you that I can. Let me show you that I do. And so I give guys chances and opportunities to grow. It's a maturation process. It does take time to really understand what this league is all about, the type of work that you need to put in to be great. And so has he learned his lesson? I say in his play, he's played well. I'll say that. And, you know, Dave could definitely keep him where he needs to be. Now, the thing is, I'm one of those, Tej, Marcus. I would say absolutely go out there and see what it's all about. Go out there and see what you can get. Okay, we have this nice little thing for you. All right, we're gonna make this little package for you. If you like it, sure, go ahead and sign. We'd love to have you. But I mean, what are you saying to sign him? I'm not gonna lowball the guy. I mean, he's worth probably 12. He's a starting corner in the league. He is. He's solid enough. He's long. He's lanky. He's physical. He has everything that we want in a corner. If anything, he reminds me more of a Sneed than anybody else out there. And he's been solid since he's been here. He has. Yeah. So you can't take anything away from him. We do a good job getting guys ready, especially in the secondary. Okay, we do. And so do you take the chance and develop younger guys? And I think Marcus will bring up the guys that we still have on roster to just kind of see what we do have and say, hey, do we invest in these guys? And we will be okay with the guys that we have. If somebody goes down, right? Christian Fulton, that we know, has had injuries in the past. He goes down. Ooh, who else is in there? That's the question.
Well, yeah, we have to go. I mean, yeah, right now, yeah, we got nothing at half our team. We have like 20 guys on our roster, but after free agency, I guess that depends. And by the way, that Steven Nelson report wasn't a long time ago. They came from last year.
Yeah, but was he
he was a vet. I mean, what's Watson is like fourth year with us?
I will say what Steven Nelson he was picked up midway towards the end of the season last year. Watson was coming back from his injury last year too. So like, if he's talking about Watson, he's only talking about the Watson he saw who's coming back from an injury right before the playoffs last year. So I don't think it was very fair. And also kind of sounded like Sour Grapes kind of jealous that he never got like.
Because he gave Trent love. He gave Trent a lot of love. He gave one guy a lot of love, and he didn't give the other guy a lot of love. It's just a guy that just didn't like what he saw from a guy. Why can't it just be that?
No, I mean it could be. But here's the thing though. We're talking about Jaylen Watson, and that's his fourth year. So 2024 coming off the injury, right? He's looking at this guy. He's like, man, what's all the hype? You're supposed to be the starter here. Are you going to take this thing over? Mm-hmm. And maybe the way that the way he approached it, he didn't approach it that way. Now Trent is a different guy altogether. We know Trent came in ready to go, and sometimes that matters. Sometimes it matters like what programs you go through when you get into the NFL. Just to learn what it takes. It does take some time for some guys. Some guys figure it out faster than others. Maybe Jaylen Watson figured it out like, maybe I need to do a much better job, or at least this is what people are saying about me, and I need to change the narrative. So
and Watson's also a good testament to like, I do trust our coaching staff and our GM like to find these cornerback gems late. I mean, he was a guy that I remember everyone was making fun of when going to that Thursday night game against the Chargers, his rookie season. I forgot who, when I think Snead or McDuffie was out. They're like, who's going to be the number 2 cornerback? Oh, this Jaylen Watson guy from Washington State. Oh, I think it was on Pat McAfee show. Someone was like, oh, attack this number 35 guy all night. And he comes up with a pick 6 that game, and the rest is history. He kind of like carved himself a role for himself after that. So, like, I do trust our coaching staff and the front office to find these gems later on the draft. Let me actually play the clip that we're talking about with what Steven Nelson said about Jaylen Watson, just so everyone kind of is on the same page with this.
Jaylen Watson, who I'm very critical on. I'm not really critical on defensive guys in general, especially secondary. But this guy kind of had like this certain type of arrogance to him, and it was kind of disrespectful in a way because I'm a guy that's coming in and I only know how to do things one way. And that's practice hard, work out hard, take the meeting room serious. Obviously we're going to have a good time. We're going to laugh and have that team camaraderie. But when it's time to put them pads on and step on the field between the lines, man, you got to have a certain type of mentality. I never sensed that from him. McDuffie has it. McDuffie reminds me a lot of my younger self. He's very quiet. Now, I wasn't quiet, but the way he goes about his preparation during the week, I love the way he goes about it. You don't see a lot of young players practice with that old school mentality where nobody's catching the ball. That's how you're supposed to practice. When you have good practices, it translates to the football, to the real games. The games are easy. There's multiple older retired NFL vets that have told you guys multiple times that good preparation carries over, and practices. I'm pretty sure a lot of guys always say, man, the practices were harder than the game. That's absolutely true. The scouts team players, receivers, they're some of the best athletes that I've been against. I've went against. Better than some starters, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are guys that, if you're in the NFL for one, that means you were at some point the best guy on your team, wherever you was at, usually. So these guys are no slaps. They just, whatever it was, small school, had off the field issues, didn't test well, whatever the case was, they got the short end of the stick. This guy, Jaylen.
So that's the soundbite there. JD, what do you take away from that?
Look, it's one guy's opinion. One guy he sees prepares like he does, like in Trent McDuffie. And the other guy, he sees, like you said, it felt like he just had some arrogance to him. And as I'm listening to this, you had to think, all our secondary has been young, especially corners, been young guys. He hadn't really had any like true veterans in that room, other than like Justin Reid. And, you know, sometimes they might look at Justin Reid as a particular way because he's a safety, but as a corner, you know, guys are, you know, they're challenging one another. And if you're looking at a guy that you're trying to take his job and you don't see, you know, the dog in him, yeah, you might have some things critical to say. I mean, it just, like I said, man, it's one guy's opinion. But the coaches trust him. Apparently, he must have showed him something because that sucker was starting. But it doesn't mean that Jaylen Watson can't become better or change his attitude or change his work ethic to become better. Guys can adopt that. It does take a little time. So maybe that's what I'm hearing right there, man. I just
can't. I don't know. Yeah, it's a different opinion. I just can't. I don't want what he described being the example in the cornerback room.
Well,
especially if you lose McDuffie. If you lose McDuffie, the only guy people are going to look at is Watson and those practice habits. So that's just a big vote of confidence for me. I would just, and we don't have the money, so I would just prefer not to, but I get why you do. Sure.
You know what? I tell you this. I heard the guy that was very good. Okay, Tony Gonzalez. Okay, Tony had an amazing work ethic to himself, and I would tell Tony like, "Hey, man, why don't you talk to some of the younger guys on how to work or how to do things." And Tony, when he was in Kansas City, said like, JD, some of these young guys don't get it. Sometimes they don't quite understand. And maybe me working is giving them an example on how you should be. But Tony actually changed the tune when he went down to Atlanta. He became more vocal. He became more getting up, talking to the team, in his latter years. And that is something he had to grow to that point too. Because he felt like, man, I'm wasting my time talking to some of these young guys. I think we all remember that time, maybe a long time ago, when we did the what's the name? Hard Knocks.
Uh-huh.
And Tony's trying to talk to Dwayne Bowe, right? Dwayne went on and became a great wide receiver. But Dwayne, when he first came in, Tony's like, hey, man, why don't you catch the football with your helmet on? Because you could break your nose, anything could happen. And Dwayne was like, I think I'm good. And Tony was like, okay, fine. You go ahead. I done had 9 Pro Bowls or whatever, but you go ahead and go about your business. But the point I'm making, I'm saying that to say that, if a guy doesn't know how to work, he only knows what he knows, okay? Trent McDuffie, who he said was a quiet guy, went about his business to get better. So he's not a vocal dude to sit there and say, hey, man, this is what you need to do. Who is the leader in that room? And Tej, I take your point very well. But maybe Jaylen Watson did learn something over these past couple of years. Maybe he realized I am under the microscope. Maybe I do need to set a different example. And I know Dave Merrick was going to make sure, like, hey, man, look, you people are talking about you. You can't come out here, just lollygagging and acting any way you want to act. This ain't how it's going to work. As a matter of fact, if you're trying to get paid, you definitely can't go to work without having something that teams are looking at and saying, like, we got to get this guy here. So, it'll all come out in negotiations too. You just don't think you can hide it. They'll bring it up like, hey, man, you know what? You don't work hard enough. We don't see that hunger in you. That's going to be part of negotiation tactics as well. So that's just something we'll have to figure out. But I mean, as far as one guy saying that, you might have 8 other guys like, nah, he works hard. We see Jaylen. He's bad. He's a dog in practice or in the games. So,
yeah, I mean, all very valid. I'm just saying when we're counting pennies,
Hey, well,
trying to make rent counting pennies.
well, to JD's point, front office.
I'm not buying a Saab right there. It's going to break down in like 3 months.
Well, to JD's point, the front office will be considering all that stuff too when they go into negotiations with him if he does have a poor attitude. So,
yeah. I remember I had somebody say that when I came out of college. say, well, we had questions about your work ethic. I'm like, are you kidding me? My work ethic? I was raised on a farm. All I know was hard work. And it was like whatever was said, they could take from what somebody said, and then it was like, okay, well, we don't think you work hard enough. Okay. All right. So now I have to just show with my work what I do when I'm out there on the field, who I am. And I let myself, my game, and everything else speak for itself. So
that's nuts. To say it to a guy who played two ways in college for his whole career, like that's nuts to say.
Yeah, some of them jokers don't know that, Marcus. They don't know it. They don't know that, baby.
By the way, Cook was number 5 overall PFF for safeties.
No,
Number 5 overall?
Wow.
The reason why he's getting that
He's gonna get
APY,
paid like,
baby.
He's going to get paid like it.
Yeah. I ain't mad
All right.
at it. Go get it.
Yeah. All these guys really like, and that's the thing too, before we get out of here, like all these guys, Cook, Watson, Williams, Nazi, all these guys, even Deion Bush and Mike Edwards, like, I know Deion and Mike Edwards are more elder statesmen, but the other guys, they've been in this program for a while. A lot of these guys were late round guys, specifically Jaylen, Joshua, and Nazi. Like, they've been playing on the cheap for the last few years. Let them go get paid. Chase that dollar.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Get us that 4th round comp pick next year. Seriously.
All right. So here are the guys who are returning. So, like I said, safeties very, very bare in the safeties. Jaden Hicks, Chamari Connor. I could have put CRW over there as well. Both those guys pretty interchangeable as far as playing safety or corner. But yeah, Jaden Hicks and Chamari Connor, only safeties we got going into next year. And then cornerbacks wise, Trent McDuffie, Noah Williams, Christian Fulton, Christian Roland Wallace, Melvin Smith, and Kevin Knowles. Obviously, McDuffie's been the talk as far as he's coming up on his contract year. He's got a 5th-year option, but a lot of people think the Chiefs will be able to trade him this year, get some assets for him going into this final year of his deal, and also give us more draft picks. That could be potential. But guys, what do you, when you look at this returning room in the secondary, what are you looking at here? What's missing from this room, and what do you like about the guys who are returning?
Safety's right. Okay, let me just go on. Let me go on.
One at a time. One at a time.
Yeah. So safety wise, I see a lot of mistakes being made by these two. Very talented guys, physically, very talented. But I've seen them blow coverages, get lost in, the areas of what they're supposed to cover. Lack of communication also too. But I think they're two talented guys, Jayden and Chamari. They are. But just a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes, man, that cost you, with touchdowns and yards and whatnot that you just can't give up. And I don't know if I trust those two guys where they are, what I've seen in the past, to just be the guys. That's my opinion on those two. Cornerback wise, we know what Trent is, one of the top corners in the league. He's going to get what he's going to get. We don't know what it's going to come with, price tag for us. Noah Williams, I think we found someone especially playing that. Christian Fulton is a guy that we have one more year with him. Is it just one more year? Did he sign a 2-year deal, or he signed
one more year? One more year.
Yeah, so one more year. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we only got him for another year. And the other guys, CRW is another one that I think is kind of like Jaden and Chamari to me. Melvin Smith, I don't know too much about, and Kevin Knowles, more of a special teamer. He's for me. I don't know too much about him, just watching him, enough of him, but I can't throw him out there in the fire just yet and trust it.
So pretty much we need a lot of work in the safety spot. So that's going to be something that's going to have to be circled, whether it is bringing back Cook or going to the free agency guys. Today's thoughts on the current room as far as the guys who are returning into 2026?
We'll badly need a free safety who can come down on run support and play wide range out there to guard the back end. Hicks played most of his time in the box. Chamari's best playing the flats, but we need a guy who can get deep and cover a lot of space and also not be a liability at the run. So that's why Cook was top 5. He was great at both. He had a high pass coverage grade and a high rush defense grade. So that's a safety. Cornerback, it really comes down to the McDuffie thing. If McDuffie stays for 1 year, I think you still have to go after like a slot corner in the draft. Maybe not as high, but just because McDuffie ends up playing on the 13.6 doesn't mean he's going to be here next year, right? So we'd still need to get a slot. We still need to get outside corner because 1, Watson's leaving. 2, Fulton only has 1 more year and he was injured a lot. 3, I like Noah Williams a lot. Don't get me wrong. You know that, but am I going to sit here and say he's a bona fide starter next season already, full-time starter? I mean, no, he could revert, he could regress a little bit. And if we don't have another guy there, we're in trouble if that's the case. So, yeah, we need an outside corner. We need a slot corner, and we need a legit free safety who can not be a liability and run.
Let me ask you guys, obviously with the McDuffie's the kind of big domino here, that's a big puzzle piece. Once that falls, we'll be able to know like what are we going to do if we don't trade him. Once free agency starts, that means once free agency starts and he's still on a roster, that means we're keeping him. And Watts is not. I mean, because it's going to be one that's going to happen. McDuffie's traded. They don't. They bring back Watson because I think it's one or the other kind of thing. I don't think it's going to be a both situation. But if you had to kind of put your percentage on it, what do you think the likelihood that McDuffie is on our team this coming season? What do you think the likelihood is we trade him versus keep him?
I think we probably trade Trent. I think we will try to get draft capital, save you some money as far as like what you got to spend for him to get him. It's just going to go longer your way to try to do it that way. And the thing is, man, there's certain positions that you're just priced out of market. Okay, there is. We got some heavy names, money that we're spending right now on the O-line, couple on the D-line, linebacker, and so we kind of stuck a little bit as far as what we can do. Sorry, I mean that's just hit. I would love to have Trent here. I would love to have him. I would, but as far as like man, trying to pay that ticket, oh man, I don't think we can afford that, man. Not for what we need. Overall, where's our money going to go the longest at? Okay. And if we can get draft capital with Trent, it makes more sense to do it that way. I would look at this, Marcus and Tage, almost like Trent. Obviously, it's not the same as Tyreek, but at a certain point, the price point is sorry. That's just the reality.
It's actually not going to be that much cheaper.
Yeah,
I think he wants 25 mil APY. Isn't that around where Hill's price point was? So yeah, it's very similar to that. Granted, that was like 5 years ago. So I mean, right. But Tyreek was top 3 receiver. I don't think Trent is known as a top 3 cornerback, top 10 quarterback for sure. But that's a big difference there, right? Top 3 and top 10.
I mean, I put him if I'm his agent, I'm gonna say he's one of the top 5.
Sure.
I mean, seriously. I mean, you had to argue the point. Not a lot. We didn't see a lot of guys catch a lot of balls on Trent McDuffie. Just didn't. This past year, we seen CeeDee Lamb get him. This might have been his worst year since being a Chief. But other than that, man, I think he's been a solid corner. I'll say one of the top ones in the league up until this past year.
Yeah, I would say if I was his agent, I would say he's a top 10 total cornerback, but he's probably the number one slot corner who can also play outside. And in an NFL game where a lot of your best receivers play anywhere on the field, he's someone that can go into the slot, come out, guard a rush defender, everything. So, and that's the kind of guy you want in modern day football.
Yeah, should make him travel. Shoot, you could, hey man, he's a traveler. Put him on your best guy, let him travel. Wherever he lines up, Trent's got him. So you could definitely, I would definitely utilize that. That would be a my bargaining tool.
And I think the enticing thing is with the Tyreek Hill parallel and the comparison. I mean, most of these draft experts and a lot of these numbers guys are saying that McDuffie will get you a 1 and a 3 or 1 and a 4 or a 2 and a 3 kind of deal. And, we're talking about we need cost control guys. That is something that we can get. And if we do get like a late first or early second, we can spend that on one of the top cornerbacks in this draft. And we'll get to the draft cornerbacks, the rookies. But that is something that we're going to need because, we don't have a lot of money. We can find creative ways to get certain money to fill certain needs and fill certain holes. But at the end of the day, the same way we got Trent in that first round that year, we're going to need to kind of find some strategic ways to find these gems coming out of college like we did with McDuffie 4 years ago. So I think it is very similar to Tyreek Hill. Utilize the picks and assets to find that next Trent McDuffie type guy or whatever at cornerback.
And a lot of slot guys fall in the draft too. You can get a really good slot player. You don't need to invest a first or second round pick on them to get a really good slot corner. So, Trent's different than he can play outside. So you're not getting Trent at that same draft position. You're probably going to have 2 players to kind of fill in for what Trent did. But you can get them later on is the thing. But you got to kind of hit on both of them.
And I think with the point that JD made, Christian Fulton's got 1 more year left on his deal. So we keep him, but then we only have no Williams. So you're going to need to kind of get a guy who does it all. So with that
100%.
second first round pick, you do maybe get that cornerback. Well, I know there's one of the guys from Tennessee, I believe, that people are big fans of. That's going at the end of the first round. Yeah.
He's good.
They have him going earlier than that now. He's in top 12, top 15.
Yeah, I've seen some mocks having us get him at the end of the first round if we are to get another first round pick. So there are guys who can fit that all around cornerback role. And honestly, I trust Dave Merritt and I trust our scouting department when it comes to drafting defensive backs. So, and that's the thing. It's in between our way of drafting defensive ends versus how we drafted DBs, I trust our scouting department with DBs tenfold comparatively to what we've done with edge rushers.
Most of the guys, if you look at our DB room, the later round guys all contributed and played solid for us at some point in time when they came in. I don't think we think we was going to get that at Nazi. Nazi came in, played solid pretty much. Joshua Williams he played pretty solid. Jaylen Watson is another guy that we've seen. Noah Williams in itself, right? We're seeing that. We're seeing the later round guys are actually playing. And here's the thing, okay? If you get you a pass rusher, a couple of these jokers.
What's that?
Yeah, right.
What is that?
We haven't seen in a while, Tay. I know
is
it
that
is.
when someone goes after a quarterback? You have to be. Where do they usually line up when they do that? Do they line up at the end of the line, of the defensive line?
Yeah, wherever they can get the pressure and sacks, that's what we need. So I don't care if he comes from the inside or outside, but we have to find that guy in the first round with the first pick, okay? Because it helps all those guys in the secondary out, every single one of those dudes. And that's why you need that guy. You need that guy. And that's why, okay, and I'll say this, right? I know we're talking about safeties and all of those different things. I've seen downs come up and whatnot. But if we don't get one of those pass rushers, you're still going to be limited.
Because what if they see down to the combination between of Cook and McDuffie? You get the run support, you get the deep, you get the slot coverage, you get all of it with him. What do they see it as kind of filling in 2 holes with one guy?
No, I wouldn't put him on a slot guy. I wouldn't do that. He's
I
got
put him in a slot guy. The slot guy's killing us. Downs is an eraser. Be like, all right, Caleb, go get him. Stop him. Neutralized. It's like a Terminator. Neutralize.
Right.
Zeroed in.
Is he that? You think he could cover a slot?
Oh yeah, I think he can
so?
definitely. Oh yeah,
All the slot receivers in the league in the NFL, you think Downs can cover those guys?
I think Downs can cover slot.
Woo! No, man. Look, we tried that experiment. We tried it, and that's a rarity to find safeties that can cover slot guys. It's rare. He's a rare bird, and I'm talking about we're talking about NFL guys. I ain't talking about Ohio State. I'm talking about NFL guys, right? And those guys they'll eventually come to NFL. Yeah, but we got guys that's already there. They're elite. They're already elite.
To be fair, Caleb Downs has been practicing against the most elite receivers in the NFL for the past 4 years. So could make that argument.
Yeah, maybe he was getting
That's
cooked
true.
those past few years. Well, you know, I'm just hearing about this guy this year, really, like he's, talking about how great he is.
I mean he's been like this the whole time.
Yeah, he's been a beast since his freshman year.
So how come he didn't come out here? If he was all that great, how come he didn't come out? I mean, if you the top guy, what are you waiting on? If you that great, and everybody knows, listen, okay, this is not rocket science here, but if you're rated the number one safety, there's no reason that you need to stay in school for another couple of years to get hurt. Why do that? Why go get NIL money when you can get NFL money?
I believe I believe he came back this year because I think he wanted to go to vie for the back-to-back with Ohio State.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
That's what I think it was. I think he wanted to come back for the. I think him and Jeremiah Smith both wanted to come back for to go get the back-to-back.
I would have told that joke, hey man, I'll buy you a ring. I'll buy you a back-to-back ring. Get into the NFL. Go on, be the first pick, the top pick. You the top safety. So,
yeah. His first team All-American as a freshman at Bama. Yeah. So his freshman year he was with Bama. Nick Saban leaves or retires. He ends up leaving Alabama to go to Ohio State, and then he was there for the next few years after that.
So he's graded 80, 85, 88, 88 the past 3 years in PFF grades. So he's just been
coverage. Coverage is overall grade.
Overall, just solid the whole time. That's why I think people are just kind of not bored at him, but the guy's been so good for so long, you kind of just get overlooked. I don't know.
Also, pretty good return man as well. I think they stopped doing returns with him over the last year or so, but he was a dog as a punt return guy.
Hey man, shoot, I take it. Cal Harrison said JD just doesn't like rookies. I love rookies. Shoot, why not? Shoot, I started as a rookie. I love rookies. If you could come in and do it, come do it. I ain't got no problem with you whatsoever. Now, what I do, I don't like seeing somebody back of the jersey getting beat.
Yeah, we don't like that.
Oh, where's help? Where's my help at? No, I don't like them guys. Can't win.
Mm-hmm.
Can't win with those dudes. No sir. So,
yeah.
But yeah, that's my counter argument to for anyone saying no Downs in the first. I'm like, well, we got two guys about to make 40 million combined on our team between McDuffie and Cook. So he would check off a few of those. I don't think you can totally say Downs and that's it, but it'll be a huge help. Sure.
I think all of us are kind of in the same boat here. If Bailey and Bain are gone, I think Downs is the next guy for me. I would probably take him over Tate or Tyson. He'd be my next guy outside of Bailey and Bain. And if those three are gone, then it's like, okay, now I'm kind of at a loss of what to do at that point. But Downs is my next guy after the two edge rushers that I think could possibly be there between Bain or Bailey. Then after that, after those two guys, now they're there, then I'm kind of like, what do we do?
Let me ask you a question though. if we don't get Breece Hall or Ken Walker, are you still saying that?
Oh, if we don't get, that's the thing. I think we are going to get one of those guys. But if we don't get those guys, then yeah, I think Love's obviously up there. But yeah, I just don't see us putting all our chips in the table. If we don't get Breece Hall or Walker, then going to this number 9th pick, hoping Love falls there. Like, I mean, you're pretty much going either. You're putting all your eggs in the Love basket if you don't go for a top running back in the free agency, which I don't think you can't guarantee Love's going to be there at 9.
So
they'll sign a
said,
second tier guy if they do that, I think.
Well, I was going to say, so those only 2 running backs you're saying? It's got to be Hall.
Yeah, because if you sign like Dowdle or if you sign like Algier for like lesser money, I still think Love's very, very much in play. I don't think they're walking away going, oh, we got Javonte Williams. We're all good at running back for the next 5 years.
Etienne? You're going like Etienne? Like you can't say.
No, I think Etienne's. Okay, I think Etienne's in the Breece Hall Walker tier.
It's you know, shoot. You can't just move on from guys. Shoot. There's some talented free agent running backs that I sit there and say, like, that's your number 1 guy we could definitely win with. Especially if we still got Rashard Smith and Kareem Hunt.
Yep.
And Damian Pierce. And look, everything's going to improve because of the enemy. We know this. Everything's going to improve offensively. Run game, all those different things, all of that is going to improve for those guys to understand what they need to do. Just from that room alone. I seen somebody make that point. I'm just like, yeah, we're gonna be that much better because of the coaching that Bieniemy's bringing to the table for that running back room and the offensive line. So everybody understands what needs being on the same page. You know, sometimes you just got to be able to see that vision, man. And somebody like Bieniemy is going to be able to help them out tremendously to get better in that room and just overall offensively. So,
yeah, he'll definitely force things to tighten up and everyone to kind of be like, do their jobs essentially.
Mm-hmm. So y'all love with Downs. I mean, I still haven't watched enough of him. I watched some of his highlight tape, but maybe I just need to look at more. Maybe I just need to, look at more of what I've seen. Do y'all not see another Marcus? Is it what you about to bring up?
I think we have free agents before we go to the rookie prospects.
Okay.
It's a very good free agent and draft year for safeties, though. So,
oh God, look at all these guys. Jeez.
Yeah, honestly, Teja's right. So, looking at the upcoming free agency class, I really love the safety class this year. I mean, there's a lot of dudes in this one. I mean, Kobe Bryant, Cam Curl, Brisker, Jalen Thompson. I mean, like it goes pretty deep with the safeties. Cornerbacks, it's okay. But I really like the safety, the free agents this year. But this is it. Of these guys, safeties wise or cornerbacks wise, obviously we'll get to the rookie prospects. But like, any names jump out at you as far as guys that you may want to take a dabble at if we move on from Jaylen Watson and Cook?
I like Cam Curl and I like Reid Blankenship too. I like Reid. Reid is a solid guy.
Really? You like Reid Blankenship, huh?
Absolutely. There's a lot you could do with him. Man, I watching him play, I'm always impressed to see how, like, his IQ, what he knows. He does a very good job of just challenging guys. Now, here's the thing. He's going to get paid a lot of money. Somebody's going to pay him a whole lot of money, man. He will. But I do like Cam Curl. What's on here? Nick Cross. I like Nick Cross. I don't know what his price point is going to be. Anybody got his price point on that?
Yes, I have all the. So I'll go top to bottom here. So Kobe Bryant 14.2, Brian Cook is second at 14.1, Cam Curl 10, Jaquan Brisker 10, Jalen Thompson 9, Jalen Hawkins 8, Kevin Byard 7, Geno Stone 7.6, Reid Blankenship 7. Donovan Wilson 6.9, Tony Adams 6.5, Dane Belton 6, and Nick Cross 6. Kyle Duggar 5.9. So that's the market value for these guys.
I go Curl, no question, for 10. I'd rather have Curl for 10 than Brian Cook for 14. Curl was ranked. I think he was like top 7 safety in coverage and in run defense. We like guys who do both. So he's not a liability in either way. I know that whole defense got cooked, like like some freshly out of the sea, out of the ocean bass, but against LA. But I mean, you can't just the whole defense got cooked. It doesn't mean like they're all not worth it. But yeah, I like Cam Curl at 10, and I like Eric Stokes for Vegas. I think his APY is 7 projection. He's outside corner last year. I think he was ranked 19th overall, 2 behind Watson, 4 behind Noel, and 7 behind McDuffie for $7 million, man. That's a bargain against a Raider team who, I mean, people were, the offense has had the ball a lot. Let's just put it that way against the Raider defense. Okay, so for you to come out looking pretty good grade wise is pretty impressive.
Man, what they want for Tariq Woolen? How much they want for him?
I actually don't think. I was pretty surprised at what his price point was. Woolen is 8. That's the market value for him, which is kind of surprising because he was like one of the top guys like last year.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, but I thought he was partially in the doghouse this year. I thought he was. Let me see where he is. He was ranked 65th PFF.
Oh, so he had a down year?
Yeah, down year. I did read he was in the doghouse for part of the year this year. Still though, 8. I mean, we're talking about guys that are projected like 5-6 a year less than Watson. So
that is true.
And guys that are younger too, right? I mean, I know Eric Stokes from the Raiders is 26, only a year younger. But you're younger, cheaper. He's 6'1", 193, good size. Former first-round pick too.
What they asking for Cordell Flott?
Flott is about 9.5. So still cheaper than Watson. Watson's the number 2 overall. Like Cook, he's the number 2 overall cornerback as far as market value wise. Which is pretty
What was Flott?
9.5.
Still pretty good.
Yeah. I like Cam Taylor-Britt's also an interesting one too. I like the just the history we have with him. So to have a guy who's been on the dark side against us with the Bengals, I wouldn't mind Cam Taylor-Britt as well. He's about 9 as well on as far as market value. So still cheaper than Watson, but yeah.
Isn't Jordan Lewis from Jacksonville, isn't he a free agent too, or no? I thought he was for some reason.
I think I only did like the top 15, top 16 on here. I don't know.
He's a slot corner too, so actually Jacksonville had a good defense this year. All the guys for Jacksonville were free agents. They had pretty good years. Montaric Brown had a good year. Newsome and Jordan Lewis. So there's only a lot of guys on here. I mean, I think this is another reason why you're kind of like looking at this going, Watson for 14? I don't know about that. We need every penny we can get. Even if the guy, let's say he's like not as good, close to Watson for like 6 less a year. That's a big difference, man. That's another starter possibly for us right there. So it's like, would you rather have half the guys on the cornerback list and another starter, or Watson?
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting offseason for Veach. As far as like letting go of guys, letting go of bringing back the household names and the because like most of the last few years he's kind of kept pretty much everybody intact. I know we lost Turk Wharton last year, but for the most part, everyone stay here. This is probably the biggest year he's had in a long time where, like, you kind of have to be very choosy with who you bring back and what you do and be selective with the guys. So, like, this is we talk about how big of an offseason it is, but yeah, I mean, looking at the cornerbacks and safeties here, like, you might have to let Cook and Watson go and be able to, find some of these other guys out here. And it's a pretty deep safety class, and it's a not bad cornerback class either. So, like, as far as the free agents wise, and I do like a lot of the names here. When I was going through it, I was like, wow, it's a good amount of safeties here. Like, hey, maybe like the whole down stock, sure, like we can talk about it, but like, I'm happy with these guys here if we do end up going one of these dudes, as well as the cornerbacks as well. So, Jeremy Gallagher, I'd rather have proven talent. Those Chiefs players are playoff battle hardened. But hey, man, if we could save some money, save some dough right me, then that's what we're gonna have to do, bud.
I agree, man, but paying $7 more million because he played in 3 extra games a season is not. It ain't happening for my checkbook.
So just looking at this list before we go to the rookies, the prospects. The names you would like here. I know you mentioned Curl, JD. You mentioned Blankenship. Would those be the only 2 guys you kind of take a dabble at? I'm a big Jalen Thompson fan from Arizona. He was pretty solid. I mean, he kind of
does everything really well too. He's a well-rounded safety as well.
Yeah, he's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, no, if you want like a box enforcer, I love Nick Cross. Nick Cross is an animal, dude. And for the contract they're saying he's gonna get, I think he'd be well worth it. But if we want a guy who can kind of do everything, and what Spags asks his safeties to do, I think Cam Curl would be the choice for me. I like a lot of the cornerbacks. I took a look at the cornerbacks with their APY projection, and Eric Stokes was my favorite. If you factor in his situation he's coming from, what his APY projection is, and age, size, everything.
AJ, was Flott your number 1 guy?
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of good names. Like, it's interesting. The spot check, I know spot check's one of the go-tos as far as looking at the contract and APYs and whatnot. What's their formula behind their market value? Like, where do they get that?
If you go to each one of them, they have like part of it. I think they have like player comps, like who they're compared to, and what kind of contracts they got, and they take that and consider like the money and
probably production. Yeah, also too like. They saw snaps. I mean, corner wise, so I still think we stick with Jaylen. I do believe, and we'll see maybe in the draft, safeties, because the only one I've heard so far y'all talk about is Downs. So I don't know as far as other safeties out here if there's a guy that you can get maybe. Second round or late first round if you get.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's the thing about it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay. So I can't wait to hear this.
There's some a lot of people are a big fan of the TCU safety, which we'll get to now. So here is the upcoming NFL draft prospects broad view of the safeties and cornerbacks in the upcoming 2026 draft. Bud Clark is the TCU guy that a lot of people are talking about on Twitter as well as in the chat here tonight. But JD Teja, any of these guys stood out to you? I know we talked about Jermod McCoy earlier from the cornerback side of things. Anybody stand out to you that you kind of looked at so far that you're kind of a big fan of? Some Chief fans are a big fan of Dylan Tinneman from Oregon as well. Another guy that people are big fans of as safety-wise, probably a second-round pick. But what are you guys' thoughts on this rookie class?
Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. Watch him play. Everyone that has done extensive film study on him raves about him. Kuiper called him. He's got like a list of the guys I want on my team, no matter what, of fit, anything else, just like guys I want on my team. Like I think that was like top 5 for him. It's just all over the place, lack of weaknesses, smart, student of the game, cerebral, hit, play the pass, read the quarterback. He's actually gotten a lot of first round love lately. So he's probably gonna be like a late first round pick at this point.
The kid from Toledo?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So
Yeah.
Mac getting some love. All right. A little
Yeah,
Mac first round picks. Okay.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot of love. I love the class. I think there's a lot of guys there. I like Halsey. I like Ramsey. Someone just mocked us taking Ramsey in the second round recently.
Yeah,
there's a lot of.
Matt Miller had his game, Bailey, and then Ramsey. But
Oh, is that what it was? Okay. Ramsey, processor, runs quick in coverage, loose hips, agile in space. Not the flashiest athlete. Another guy too is going to go really late is Stukes from Arizona. He played box and free safety. He was projected to go in like the 6th round, but I've seen him like in rankings go to like 3rd or 4th now. Hybrid safety, slot, can guard tight ends, play deep. Yeah, there's just so many guys. Thieneman, one of the best center fielders in college last year. Taff from Texas. Yeah, man, there's just it's a pretty loaded class, I'd say. So if you can't, I'd still say regardless, I think we come out with a veteran safety. I don't know how expensive he's going to be, but I think we definitely come out with a vet we need in the room. And then I would think, depending on what his price point is, you'll be able to probably tell if we're going to draft a safety high or not. But I think we do come out with a vet no matter what, and one of these young studs.
Okay.
JD, any names stand out to you? Any guys you've looked at film wise? I know you mentioned Jermon McCoy was a guy you liked, you were a big fan of. Any guys have you kind of seen doing your research so far early on the process?
No, I haven't looked. I haven't looked at these guys. I'm be honest. I haven't checked out any safeties or corners. I looked at some of the Senior Bowl highlights and the one-on-ones, and after a while, I just stopped looking at them. I was just like, it's one-on-ones. Like, shoot, if you don't beat a guy one-on-one, you probably don't need to be in the league. So, no, seriously, for real. I mean, shoot, you got the whole field. You can't get open.
Yeah.
Couple moves.
Yeah, someone mentioned Kyle Lewis. Did you see his rep that he had against the running back? Yeah, it was incredible. Undercut that thing, stole it, took it the other way. He's listed as a linebacker, but a lot of people think he's going to be a safety. He's converted to safety. He's like 6'1", 230, 225.
Jeez, good boy.
Yeah. He's been playing linebacker, but who knows? That's someone. You have creative defensive coordinators like we have. He could see something in one of these guys and be like, that guy can run what I've been trying to run for the past however many years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why I like Stukes so much. When I was listening to reports on these guys, it was play slot on early downs and still be your C gap defender. I was like, man, that sounds like someone Spag would love to have on the defense. He's 24, but yeah, I mean, that's the way of the college football nowadays. You're getting grown ass men now. No kids anymore. These guys can all rent cars now, JD. These guys can rent cars.
These suckers have been in college for 8 years, 7-8 years. This is what you're getting.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I see it as not like I guess people are so consumed with the age aspect of things like Messidor, the edge rusher from Miami, because he's 26 years old. People are like, nah, man, he's too old. What do you mean he's too old? Like, what? We're not building for a team 5 years from now. We're trying to win next year. So like Messidor, he comes right into a winning organization.
It also depends on who that player is. I mean, a 124-year-old is not another 24-year-old. A 124-year-old might be pro-ready. Messidor is pro-ready. He's ready to be your second best, maybe best pass rusher on your edge, right now, today, tomorrow. Some guys still need some work. Those are the guys that you'd be a little more hesitant drafting really high if they're older and they need a couple of years of development. So it's like, oh, man. So we're going to get the best out of you when you're 28. That's a little more like that's harder to swallow, right? But so yeah, I don't care. I really don't care about age if he's pro ready to me. That doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I don't care about the ageists when it comes to draft stuff. Really, it bothers me. I'm not a big ageist fan in general, but like with people doing it with draft,
Age and size, man. If teams still want to judge people on those archaic rules, let them, and let good football players fall. Let them all fall.
Happens every single year. Happens.
Great! It's great. Let it happen to what's his name? Pons. Let it happen to him.
Mm-hmm.
With size being a problem, that dude's going to be a baller in the league, man. He's going to be a beast, slot corner, and play outside because he just beats his man. Doesn't size doesn't matter or something. The Indiana, Pons, the slot corner.
Oh,
yeah. A lot of people are big fans of mocking him to us, like the second or third round.
Yeah. Another guy I love too. Ooh, I don't see him actually. Did he?
I went by a list online. I didn't. This isn't my top 15.
Bond's not even out there, right? You don't have Keontae Scott on there either. Keontae Scott, man, sign me up for some Keontae Scott. That dude.
Was he playing?
Miami slot safety. You could put him at again a guy who's not a liability in the run and can play the pass. I think I sent you guys that clip where they said that Miami had a formation on defense where everyone was shifted over except for Dane on the entire other side of the line, and Keontae Scott was a slot guy behind him. And between those two, still couldn't run on that side because of those two guys. Scott's another guy I look at and I'm like, man, if you're like, you know what? There's a few guys that I'm like, okay, if you're not going to get Downs, if you're like, I think there are guys we can get who can give us a lot of what Downs gives us, but we also still got Carnell Tate in the first round, right? I think Scott's like one of those guys. I think Pons is one of those guys. I think there are certain guys you can still get that in the second and third round, and still get just a bona fide stud somewhere else on your team in the first round. But I've been looking at so many outside cornerbacks in slot. There's good guys later on. Kennedy from Oregon. He's going to go extremely late. I mean, who knows what's going to happen between now and the draft, but as of right now, they have like 5th to 6th round. I like a lot of the outside corners. You don't have my boy Thad on here, do you? You don't have Dixon on here either.
Yeah, I went by Walter Football's top 15, and neither of your guys were on there.
Thad Dixon. Will Lee's not on here. I know I got a hard time listing Lee recently. Someone's like, you got beat by this one team like in week 4. Dude, come on. Guys get beat, man. We're still learning. Like, I'm not going to not draft the guy because he had a bad performance against K-State. Like, what?
Thaddeus Dixon, the UNC cornerback. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was a Washington cornerback. We obviously like the Washington makeup of guys. McDuffie obviously played there. But Thaddeus Dixon ended up transferring to UNC with the Belichick's crew. That's one guy who knows his defense. I know they weren't a good team this year, but having Belichick's stamp of approval is kind of nice for the Thaddeus Dixon. Teja, Bud Clark's a popular guy that Chief fans talk about. I see it all over my Twitter at Bud Clark this, Bud Clark that. What have you done any kind of due diligence on him?
He was someone I read that was already flying up the charts going into the week. I would mock him to us a lot like late when I would do my drafts, but then Senior Bowl, you couldn't throw a ball near him. So like he knocked down like everything. So he's one of the biggest risers out of the Senior Bowl practices. There are a few guys that Dixon we just talked about. He had a really good end of the week. Clark was really good, ball hawk. Again, I don't know about getting him as late as people thought you could before, but if you can get, a future starting safety in round 3 or 4, it's still great. And we talked about this recently about driving citations. It was actually it was Dixon who had the many driving citations. I think I said a receiver had that, but it was really Dixon that had that. 8 driving citations at UNC in 2025.
We mean driving citations? Like illegal parking,
reckless driving, operating without insurance, driving on a revoked license. Like he's all over the map. Man. 8 of them. 8 of them.
Yeah, that's young stuff. That's all.
Of course, right? And And, we love our driving citations here in Kansas City. So, come on in. I think that you're already crossing another box off there. But yeah, he's really talented. Xavier Scott, not on here at all, from Illinois. Played some nickel, played some little safety. They have like a safety nickel slot hybrid. Another guy I would love to have in our room for the kind of versatility he has. Man, so many guys. It's great. I mean, I think that's the beauty of cornerback, man. You can just find so many guys to fit your scheme. Like, Noel was a really good cornerback last year, and he probably should have gone a little higher, but I think we were so committed to a certain guy, and I think we liked him so much because of that. So if you have a guy who could fit your system and how you want a cornerback to be played, I think you could find guys. I don't, Kilgore, someone else, played some free safety, played some box safety, played some slot, kind of like a makeshift mover. There's a lot of like Swiss Army knife guys, and I think that's what Spags loves. I like so many cornerbacks in this draft. If we got an extra pick, I do not want to draft cornerback in the first round. I think you wait, you find two of them. Like I said before, if I had my pick, you sign a safety, you sign Curl, you sign Stokes, you draft a slot corner, and you draft an outside corner.
I can't wait till we do individual players, Teja, because you like a lot of these quarterbacks, man.
Dude, I could do. Man, we're gonna do a lot more of those this year. I might do like 7 cornerbacks and DBs. Man, it's I like so many of them for different reasons too. And you have like outside corners. You have guys that go in and out. You have guys that go strictly slot. Outside.
I don't like guys that's just strictly slot. You can find a guy that's great on the outside that can do both. And it's really changed the direction. Really, that's all it is on having slot. But I don't want to go just get a slot guy. I don't. I want to do that can do it all. Because to me it just doesn't make any sense to get a guy that just covers slot. Like I said, you could get a guy in the later rounds that can do that job. Should be able to do that job, and it should be really a corner. It should be a corner that does it as opposed to a safety. Tremont Connors, I want people to understand this. That's not really common to have a safety come in and cover slot guys. It's just not. It isn't in the NFL. But I think for us, we trusted it. I think they felt like, hey, let's go ahead and just do it this way, because we needed to have, Jaylen Watson, and then of course Trent McDuffie were the outside guys. We needed to be outside, corners, because we really didn't have that guy that was going to be on the inside. I think if Najee hadn't gotten hurt, I think Najee would have taken that over this past year. I think they wanted to see more so what he could have done, because he plays corner and safety. That would have been perfect for Najee. It would have been perfect for him. And so with that being said, man, the injury really hurt. He was playing that.
He couldn't stay healthy. I mean, I hope they bring him back and give him one more look. I don't think he's gonna be expensive by any means, but he's one of those guys, man. When the injury bug hits you, man, doesn't let go. I mean, he's had really bad luck with injuries. Poor guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah. So guys, this is the look at the secondary. I hope you guys got a lot out of that. And of course, when we're done with the positional reviews, we will be going towards individual player breakdowns. I know Teja did some with the Thaddeus Dixon's 8 citations tonight, but we'll be going in depth in individual
That's just the preview. That's just the preview.
That's a Teja's character concerns preview on Thaddeus Dixon's driving citations. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. But yeah, so we'll be after we're done. I think we have tight ends, O-line, linebackers, and I believe that's it. Yeah, I mean, we can do quarterbacks as well. Actually, we'll do quarterbacks as well, because it's going to be the backup's going to be a very interesting one nugget to look at.
We just signed the guy from.
So we signed Jake Haener. Jake Haener was quarterback from the New Orleans Saints. In his playing time, he did get with the Saints. He did not look good, but I was a huge fan of him coming out of Fresno State. He was awesome. And of course, Mountain West, you're going against guys who, theater arts majors and whatnot. So a little different Mountain West versus NFL and the NFC South. But I liked him in college. Shorter quarterback. I think he's like a 5'10", 5'11" quarterback. Kind of a pocket guy. Not really mobile by any means. So I did like him because he's a short king kind of deal, but doesn't really have the wheels. But honestly, let him compete with Oladokin and Buechele for that practice squad spot, and hope to God we never have to see him in a regular season game. But I liked him in college at least. But yeah, that's Jake Haener.
We gotta get this guy, man. No, we need to get this guy. I mean, if Pratt's not ready game one, then you need to get a couple of games. You need a guy. You need a guy that's going to be able to come in and win some games for us. So
bring on the brisket, baby. You call me brisket.
Yeah, bring me Dangerous Wilson, baby. Give me Russ.
What did Roger Goodell say about the officiating?
I think I kind of glanced at some of his interview earlier today. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I think he said something about how the officiating was like one of the hardest jobs to do in the world, and like he's happy with the way the officiating the officials, the jobs they do. But I didn't get to kind of look at the full scope of the interview. I'm curious. I'm curious what he has to say about a lot of things. There's some questions I hope they asked him tonight at that presser.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
By the way, Eric Stokes, 74.3 QB rating when targeted, 21st lowest separation rate, fourth highest CB wins above replacement, second in both snaps, targets, and receptions, ninth in yards allowed per snap, $7 million a year. Like, come on.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it, man. Hey, I'm all about saving some coins so we can go get the big fish, man.
We're gonna have to. Look, we're gonna have to save some coin. That's the reality. So, love to sign everybody, but
we're not even saving coin right now. We are so in debt that we have to choose between letting the cable bill lapse or like dealing with some cold water showers for a couple days. Okay, that's what we're dealing with right now. There's no saving. We're just gonna have to allocate it to have like one thing turn on and something turn off.
Yeah. You got to stay away from the dessert this week. We're not doing no fast food. Everything.
You guys like ramen? You guys like noodles?
Yeah, hamburger helper and ramen. That's what we're sticking with.
Oh yeah, baby. Hot dogs, JD. I don't care if you hate it because you're eating it.
Ain't doing hot dogs.
Yeah,
no sir.
That's what we got this offseason, baby. It's the offseason of the hot dog, Jay. That's what I'm calling this offseason.
Ain't doing a hot dog. We had something else better than that. We have to upgrade it just a little bit more.
No,
a little bit of hot dog.
No, sir. Hot dogs.
Maybe some brats.
Hot dogs, Campbell's soup, and ho-hos for dessert. That's what you get in this offseason.
Well, once they do away with Juwan's contract, there we can start to upgrade the meals a little bit.
All right, we'll go to sausage at that point, but it's not high quality sausage, like bad sausage.
Yeah, DJ Jazzy, PB&J weeks. Yeah, a lot of PB&J. Ralph the Tub. But all right, guys. Well, that does it for us on Chief Concerns presented by FanDuel. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. We'll see you guys Wednesday night to continue to dig in on this beautiful offseason of our Kansas City Chiefs. Next week, we'll do another position group on Monday. But yeah, we hope you guys are enjoying this. We got a lot of great positive feedback for everybody on our Monday shows. I think someone said today on Twitter, like it's very educational and also entertaining. I'm seeing a lot of love in the chat here about all the research and all the stuff that goes into these Monday shows to kind of inform everybody what our situation is in certain positions, what the outlook is in the draft, and the broad out view look of the free agency. So we're glad you guys are enjoying these shows. Sure.
Totally.
JD? Take us away, JD.
Hey, appreciate you good folks out there. Thank you for staying with us. Listen to us talk some ball, some shop right here. I think, when it all said and done, obviously you have free agency, you have, the combine. There's going to be a lot being said from this time on. And as somebody who's been through this process, I know where the guys are feeling right now. I went through the Senior Bowl process, and all of this is just coming through your head. But the good thing about this is for the first time in a long time, the Chiefs coaches have a chance to actually look at the talent that they're going to be able to get in the draft this year. And they're not playing catch up. They're not. And so I think they're going to take a hard, good look at some of these guys, the ones that Teja and Marcus and we have been kind of talking about here. But we're gonna get some good guys. And what I love about this is Bieniemy also said is we're going to do what's right for the team, what's best for us, and what that means is there's going to be some guys that's going to take some walks we probably don't want to see. Some guys are going to stay on, but we're going to stay out of hot dog water. We're going to stay out of that. We ain't going to do that too much. But so with that being said, y'all, listen, we'll see y'all on Wednesday, but stay right here on point, man. We're going to keep bringing some good stuff to you. All right. Listen, we've been out of school for the past few days. Okay. Stay safe out there. It's still ice through the neighborhoods. It's crazy. They hadn't got the ice out of here, man. It's wild here in Kentucky. So
are the parking lots still packed with just like snow all over the place on the mounds? It's nuts.
Yeah. We're not seeing 40-degree weather until I think next week is when it's going to come in toward the end of the next week or so. But
today was our first day above freezing, which was 33 degrees today. So it wasn't even that much above freezing, but first day above freezing in the last 2 weeks. So that snow ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. It was pretty bad out here too. It was like 70, 74 or something. You laugh, but I couldn't. I mean, it was getting kind of chilly in the shade. Okay. Kind of needed a little.
You were complaining to me on the phone yesterday how hot it was yesterday. I was how hot it is over there. It's like
it was 81 yesterday. I was about to.
You choosing your shorts, what you wear. Like, geez, what am I going to wear today?
Yeah, man. What am I just going to throw on without thinking twice about it?
Oh man. Well, listen. With that being said, y'all the ones that still out here dealing with this ice and the snow and whatnot. Y'all be safe out here. Be careful. Okay, y'all take care of each other. Love each other the way we're supposed to. We will see you all on Wednesday. Thank you all for coming out tonight, man. We will see y'all later. All right, y'all take care, brothers. Love you guys. Marcus,
Love you,
Teja,
man.
We'll see y'all later. All right.
Love y'all later.
Love y'all. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.